Oh my god, I've made so much project. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes when you just gotta get stuff done, it's easier just to do it and not worry about recording because it takes so long. So let's take a step back, right? I got my bus bar over there, positive, negative. I got my insulated standoff thingy-majiggers that'll go 1, 2, 3. This one is 1, 2, 3. Don't make fun of me. Hear me out. As it sits right now, there's some stuff I gotta do, but it is, I want to say 110% better because now everything is connected to the bus bars over there on the side, which means I no longer have 1,000 different things running primarily through one battery and then just spider webbing off of that. Like, I knew it was a stupid idea and I just decided to tackle it. I actually did it yesterday, but here we are. And really it came down to this. I learned the server M.6 screws, right? This is what you use to put stuff in your server rack. This is exactly what the standoffs needed, which gave me exactly where to go. Washers, all that kind of stuff to get that mounted up here. Perfect. Now it's 30A freaking F. I've already went on Amazon. These are pretty cheap, but I already went on Amazon and got 3 more of these little fuse breakers. I want every single battery to have a 100 amp fuse breaker going to it. That's just what I want. It has to happen. I even ordered a bunch of these lugs right here, right? These copper lugs. That way I can go through, and I ordered some more wire, so I can go through and make evenly spaced wires for every connection. No matter where it is, it'll be able to connect. So it's going to be kind of long because you're going to have like all positive all the way over here that's got to go all the way over there, and vice versa. Negative all the way over here that's got to go all the way over here. So, you know, it's totally like going to be longer cables. But that does not change the fact that it is so much better. However, while doing this, I figured out I have a few flaws, and this kind of reinforces the whole Jason's an idiot and the idea was stupid, and you're going to have to watch it. First of all, I can get back here, right? I can screw this in. I can use a little power tool, whatever. But you see this? You see this thing right here? Yeah, there's no space, right? I didn't think this through. I would have to take off these freaking these doors in order to get just power tool. Like, that was stupid. I get that. Same thing with this, right? So I got these. I had to like put a little climper thing on there and then use tools, and it was just a big pain in the ass.
Ooh, imagine that. Jason did something stupid that kind of sort of makes sense, but it's absolutely retardistically accurate.
Also, I wanted to run the main 4-aught cables that I showed you before. They go all up in there. Wanted to run the main 4-aught cables to the bottom of that one right there. And then the negative, I wanted it to go up there. Up there, actually. But I don't have the length because if you look back there, which light isn't on, it has to go up, around, blah, blah, blah. It's just not long enough. It is long enough, but it's not long enough. This is a 1/4 inch pipe, right? Or 1.5. 1/4. Yeah, this is a 1/4 inch pipe. This is a 1/4 inch pipe adapter that's going to go on the tip of this, and then it's going to give me a female hole. And then this is a 1/4 inch nipple. Chase nipple. Rigid chase nipple. It's metal. It goes in there. Just somewhere like that. Yeah. It goes in there. So you got the 1/4 inch pipe. You got the little adapter fitting on there. You got this little nipple that goes on there. And all of a sudden, once all of this is connected, I could run this through the wall, right? I could run this through the wall, and I could run my power lines through the wall with very minimal issues. Like just a tiny little 1.5 inch hole. I said 1.5 inch, but I went 1.25. Also, during my Home Depot run, I got... So these are 5, 6, something. I don't know what those are, but these are the matching nuts for them. These are the washers for them. These are lock washers for them. This is going to allow me to get enough space to go through the copper bars, attach all the lugs, have the appropriate washers, because I just kind of ghetto-fied getting things to working, and I definitely absolutely 100% know that I need a better solution just because even though they're hooked up, they suck and I need to fix it. Did I mention sometimes today Jason usually does things that tomorrow Jason hates, but tomorrow Jason's today Jason, so here we go. Wait. Okay, so this video is a Jason does random projects vlog, enjoy it or close it. And Doing some research on fire safety and wires through walls and things like that, I found the best thing is electrical conduit to go through a wall. Now there's a bunch of expensive things that you could do, but when you just have 2 wires that are going through a wall, the best, most recommended thing that you could do is an electrical PVC thing that can handle the temperature and all that other stuff, and then just pass it through the wall. Over here, because the inverter's on the other side of the wall, we're looking at literally a 2x4 with 2 pieces of sheetrock. I don't need anything fancy. I'm gonna slice this damn PVC pipe, put those 2 ends on it, and I'm gonna shove that freaking 4-aught cable right through it, and it's gonna go and have so much more extra length, and I don't have to worry about buying extra 4-aught cable because that shit's really expensive. Here it is right here. You see how it runs down? Look at all this wasted space going over here, then going back over there. So much wasted space. I can gain myself like 2 or 3 feet if it just ran into the wall right next to it. Let's say right there, which this is the battery stuff, right? This is the bottom shelf. So realistically, it's gonna be like right there, right? That should be in between studs because studs are like 16 inches. So I can run it right there or whatever, run it right through the wall, minimal impact. Hell, I can even paint the damn thing white if I wanted to, and it'll just be clean and gain a ton of extra wire space. Needless to say, I started the whole bus bar thing, got it installed, got super nerd wrecked, and can't stop. And I know you guys are gonna think I'm more of an idiot than I already am, that you already do, but hear me out. So this is what I'm gonna use to drill into the wall. So this is essentially basically the exact size that I need in order to run this PVC pipe through it. Then I'll be able to attach this to it, whatever, cut the PVC pipe to length, should be good to go. The problem is that, okay, this goes on one side, but how do I really make sure that it's equal on the other side? Like, it's gotta be straight. But don't worry, the power of 5 brain cells actually compelled me to come up with a very creative solution. Look at my hole. See my hole? Look at my hole. See my hole again? Stop looking at my hole. This is a socket. This is a socket that fits pretty damn good. Look at that. Pretty good. And this is a drill bit extender that's like that long, which by the way, the tip on this, I can't extend it. It's a weird shape, can't do it. So if I can take this extender, right? Hypothetically, if it's long enough, I can take this extender, look at that, look at that. If I could stick it in there, look at that. It's not straight by any means, but it does give me a center and it does give me a lot better accuracy. If I use this on one side of the wall, make sure there's no studs, whatever, one side of the wall, get that thing drilled in, I have access to the wall, I wanna make sure on the other side is exactly as straight as humanly possible, then technically I can cut off a shorter version of this, like shorter, like maybe this long, right? I can stick this socket in, use this extender to this little drill bit, shove it in the hole over here, which more or less is gonna line it up. And then once I do that, I'm gonna use this little hex bit, which I'm gonna try to find a smaller hex bit just to have more of a drill-ish function, right? And then just kind of punch through the wall, which will give me a guide hole, which will allow me to go on the other side and then use this to make the actual hole. I'm not saying I have good ideas, but sometimes they're just not as absolutely stupid as they normally are. Unless, of course, it fails. And if I read my little stud finder here, let's see, there's that. So, no stud, no stud. There's a stud, stud, stud. Wait, is that a stud? Yep, okay. And nada. Let's go over here and stud again. Just as I suspected, no stud. This could be the perfect spot. Ideally, should put me like right over there. So if you get like a wider view, that's perfect. I really thought about junction boxes, cutting like squares and all that other stuff, but really I want as minimal impact as possible. I want to make it look clean, and I can paint this thing white after I'm done. I just want it to be as clean as possible. Send it! Yeah. Now that I have a hole, look at that. All right, I got a hole. Cut myself a little whatever inch. right? Look how perfect that is. That is just amazing. Now I just take this socket, which should fit right in there. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, don't fall down, because that would really suck. Don't fall down. Please don't fall down. If you can see in there, which I don't think you can, I'm just gonna stick it in the hole. Let's see. Turn the light on there. Just gotta get it right in the hole. There we go. Come on. Oh, first try. Oh, is it in? Side note, I took the doors off because they're easy to take on and off, and I just don't want to deal with them right now. That worked perfectly. I mean, come on. Using a tennis ball to just kind of like clean up these dirty edges here. That way it's not as nasty. Got the hole on one side, right? And then the hole on the other side. Now, I can pass through the wires. I was a little worried that 2 4-aught cables would fit through it. I think it'll be tight, but I think it'll work. Sometimes you just gotta shove it in. The tighter the better. Turn off the batteries. And I'm really hoping all the stuff that I got, washers and like actually legit strong stuff, because geez, where'd it go? This stuff, this is what I use to hook up the main lug. This is the softest metal in the entire world. I could barely even get it tight without stripping it. So I absolutely had to replace that. That's pretty clean. Like, look at that. That's pretty clean. This is gonna be tight. I don't know. This is not gonna work. Oh, it came off. God dang it. I honestly should have saw that coming. And now, magically, at least for the negative, magically I got all this extra room. Look at this. Can I see it? Can I see it? Yeah. Look at all the extra room. Pull it all the way up there if I want to. Stick this right there. Oh my God, I seriously feel so much better. Like, this is amazing. It's not even done, but I made so much progress. I got these bus bars installed and the wires going through the wall, which I've wanted to do since day one. I ran them under, whatever, stretched up perfectly to be the very bottom of this one, which was planned, right? And then this one, which, you know, I tucked back a little bit, but honestly, that's perfect. So that's at the bottom, that's at the top. So as far as the current flow, equalizing and trying to get the best flow out of every battery equally, like that's the best way to do it. Realistically, that's it. On top of that, because I was able to actually go get real bolts, like real nuts and bolts and washers, and just not the crap I had in my garage. Like, I went through and I redid every single connection, which some of them were loose because you get them too tight, they just start stripping out on you. So now all of these things are tight. It's amazing. This is still held up by that crap, which I have to go online. I have to find the very specific one because I could not find it at Lowe's Depot. So I had to actually, I'm gonna have to order those, but they're gonna be there. They're not gonna fall off. I have to get more wire, and then that is gonna be my next big thing is balancing the wires to where they are the same length. When I make these wires, I have to make sure that even if I have a battery all the way over here and the positive is all the way over here, that it could stretch, go back, and go all the way over to this one. So every wire has to be the same length to compensate for that. Because the entire point of building this entire damn thing is to just fill it up slowly with batteries until I have a closet full of batteries. But stuff like this, I don't like this, right? So I want these few, I order more. Again, I don't like this setup, but this was the best way that I could for right now. Taking off these doors, I do not want to put them back on. I love having this entire thing open, and I'm not going to put the doors back on. So I closed the doors because I was trying to keep the animals safe, because I have a cat that explores everything. I have a dog that chases the cat anytime it explores anything. And I don't necessarily have all of these little, or enough of these little caps. So there's still a few that are exposed temporarily, because I have to figure out what these things are called. Probably find them on Amazon, probably get a few of those. I'm gonna go ahead and just electric tape everything else, just as a precaution. Like, you know, these are okay, but just as a precaution, I want to make sure that, you know, I don't have a fried kitty or something. I mean, it may look cheesy, but I mean, you know, covers everything. Well, it's about bedtime, so I'm gonna wrap this up, but I do have the next project that I want, which is gonna be really about the 12-volt system. Right there, see that? So that's a distribution 12-volt system that I technically, if you can see that, I have running into my little area, and that runs these little lights. So that all runs off of 12. I mean, yes, technically I have the one light in there, but I wanted more light because light. But to give you an idea of how I have to do this, so I have to, this is the behind my server. I have to go behind my server where my wall of stuff is, right? And to turn those lights off, I have to turn the entire inverter off. Not that big of a deal, because I don't have anything else hooked up to it, just like this light right here. If I want to work on this, I have to turn that off manually. I don't exactly know where I'm gonna put this thing yet, but I know I want to use it. Look at this. It's all 12 volt, just little rocker switches, really meant for like a car or a truck or whatever. It was an impulse buy just a long time ago. But I also have another one of these 12 volt lights because I didn't use it. I bought a pack of 4, I only used 3 in here, and that's what's wired in there. So I want to hook that light up somewhere in there. And then someplace, somewhere, I want these rocker switches to handle 12 volt lines throughout the house. Hear me out. When I was at Lowe's Depot today, I found this piece of board, right? It's like $4 and it's just a piece of whatever. And the main reason why I haven't used this for anything, mainly because I'm not entirely sure what I want it for, but also because you have to mount it into something. If you look at this piece of board, it's just so happened to be the exact size that I need to make a little frame, a little housing box that would perfectly fit this. This would allow me to make a little box. It's yeah, it's deep enough. Allow me to make a little box and something maybe be able to wire it up and use it. Right off the bat, this thing is only going to control the lights in the battery room and then probably the lights over the inverter, which means I'm gonna probably have to get a couple more lights. But anyways, it's only going to control 2 things. And to be completely honest, when I got this, I was like, oh, I could wire the house with emergency lights, and then if the power went out, I would be able to, you know, that was kind of the mindset. This was a long time ago. Now I'm super focused on just backing up the entire house and using all the lights regularly, and also running low voltage lines throughout the house. Sounds like a ginormous pain in the ass, so I don't even know if I'm going to do that. But I still kind of want to make a box that way I can at least turn on the lights for the areas that I work in, sometimes quite often. But since I'm not going to do that right now, let's go ahead and transition into chapter 2 of this video. And through the magic of Amazon, I was able to potentially screw up, mainly because, you know, millimeters, like, what is this foreign language? I got a few things in the mail, real basic stuff. This is a copper bar that I wanted to try, I wanted to test as a bus bar to connect the, let's say, the 2 12-volt batteries, for example. And I want to see if it's going to change the way some batteries don't put out as much amperage as the other. You see, I'm working under the general assumption that because these are bigger batteries, all internally wired, probably way better than what you know have just with all that shenanigans going on, that these are going to be capable, just because less resistance, they're going to be able to produce a higher amperage draw. But that means they're going to be drained faster, they're going to charge faster, that sort of thing. And I'd like to see if maybe, just maybe, a bus bar between the two right here would actually change that and give me a better flow. I also got another 100 amp fuse, which that's I'll do that, just not yet. When I first saw this, I realized, holy crap, I should have went a little bit thicker. I started looking at this. So yeah, it's thinner, but it's the same like thickness, right? But because this has such big holes and I pretty much just get all the bigger holes, it doesn't actually need that big of a hole. So realistically, because there's so much play on the other side, look at that, I can make the holes smaller, most of them anyway, and it probably might work, I don't know. I want to use this to get, I want to use this to try to get like how much amperage is being drawn with the connector wire, right? And then maybe make a single bus bar and see what it looks like afterwards. Let's see. 118, 117, okay. I don't know if you can see it, but it's still showing 120, and if I go directly over here to the main power supply, it's saying 122, 123. Let's just, let's go over here. 30, wow. This other one is 18. This one is 36. This one is 33. So really, this is the one I need to test it on. This battery pack right there. Look at that crappy ass connection. Well, let's see if this works. End result. Time to turn it off. First of all, 122. Let's test this one. 18.9. Son of a... 32. Well, shit. So on the surface, based off of whatever environmental things are making this not put out as much amperage as the other batteries, the bus bar is a total bust. Quick little test. I'm just going to swap out the positive cable and 20. Wait a minute. 123, still pretty close. 20.5. 30. 34. 34. So for whatever reason, 10 to 15 amps lower than the rest of the battery setup is just what it does. I mean, on the surface, Dr. Prepare capacity. So 12.8 volt, 100 amp hour, 1280. So the SOK battery, 12.8, 100, 1280. Looks like it's good. Charging voltage, max discharge, 100 amps, max current, or max charging current, 50 amps. This is recommended charging, 50, and max discharge of 100. So on paper, like 14.6, lithium iron phosphate, deep cycle. Does this say deep cycle? This one says deep cycle. But the Power Queen, same exact chemical makeup, lithium iron phosphate, deep cycle. So ideally, if the deep cycle thing was a thing, this should be doing better. I'm not oblivious to the idea that I am running a mixed bag of all kinds of batteries. I understand different batteries are going to perform differently. I just don't like the 10, 13, whatever, 15 amp difference in performance. So I'm trying to figure that out. I think they should all be within, like, I don't know, 1 to 5 amps worth of performance difference. So I get this is a mixed bag, random batteries, I understand that. I'm just trying to figure out if it's something I did wrong. At this point, I think it's very, very possible that it's just the internal build quality difference, whatever, of the Dr. Prepare batteries versus, like, let's say the SOK batteries. I think just the internal difference could be the biggest or the reason why this is happening. Before I put another pause on this, I do have one more thing in mind. This is something I want to do. I made a couple marks, whatever, but basically, here's the idea. I want that on every battery. So, for example, take that, move that over, have this little bus bar, make the bus bar go over to that directly. I got to figure out how long I really want it, but essentially, I want to attach this directly to the battery and then just have a like set wire length for all the batteries. I'm not going to do all of them right now because that's going to require, one, you got to make all the bus bar connector thingies to that, and then two, I got to remake all the cables and make them all the right length, and I just don't have the time to do that right now, but I want to do one. So this is like a little miniature bus bar. This is this, and the battery actually has to go like that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna take this. Since I have some really short screws, right? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna use these holes, screw this into here, so it really shouldn't penetrate too far. Screw it into here, but like right here. And then I'm gonna make it to where it connects directly. I went ahead and got the bus bar bent, that way everything lines up, and this sits right here. I got it all lined up, tightened down, and all I have to do is just make sure to like attach this. So really, this should be pretty simple. There you go. And since this is a shallow screw, it should be good. Come on, get in the hole, get in the hole. Did you guys really think I was about to drill this into the battery? I mean, come on. I've done some stuff, but come on. As you can see, a little bit of double-sided tape. It is secure AF. Not only is it being held down by this, but a little bit of tape there. That thing ain't going nowhere. So calm down. There's no screws. And there you have it. So now I have a fuse breaker, right? Built right onto the battery. I gotta do it for all of them, not this one because I have to do the review and all whatever. And then just a regular cable running over to the bus bar, which I think looks way better than them just dangling around like that. I don't want that. I want that on that. I want every single one to be set up just like this. But I will have to sit down, measure, figure out exactly what length of wire I need that's going to be consistent across the board, and then I can do the other ones as well. But that thing is on there pretty solid. I like it. God, I just got one more thing. Believe it or not, I am actually trying to make this as safe as I possibly can. I'm learning as I go, but I've implemented at least 3, if not more, different commenters' suggestions, the ones that I've Googled and verified. This is actually one of them. I ordered some of these little battery cap things just to make it a little bit safer, especially because I have the door open and I don't want the cat to fry. So I put all of those on there. They all have little protective caps on there, right? That way no cat can, do cat things. And I would worry about this, but there's just, it doesn't matter. That doesn't do anything. I went ahead and changed those out too. Why not? I'm already here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this like circus of a show of me hopefully not causing fire hazards. Please, if you guys have any recommendations, suggestions, and you can actually quote national electrical codes that I can look up and read when it comes to my little thing right there, right? I ran it through the wall. I used electrical PVC. It goes all the way through. It's got like the things on both sides. The only thing that makes me wonder about it is that the cables, the 4-aught cables that are running through it, because there's 2 of them, are just, a little tight and they're right next to each other. And maybe in some crazy universe it would get hot. I don't really know. So I thought about making 2 of them and just running a positive and negative through each one. But I don't want to go through all that if the entire thing is absolutely wrong and I'm going to have to redo it and do it differently anyway. So please, if you guys have suggestions, and actually know the national electrical code number, whatever, that I can look up and read, post them in the comment section down below and maybe dumb it down a little bit just so I can understand and reference that code. So guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have yourself a good day. Thank you.